Hi, welcome to my very own Crash Course video. Today we will be talking about author C.S. Lewis and Jesus of Nazareth. C.S. Lewis was born in Belfast, Ireland on November 29th, 1898. He enlisted in the British Army in 1917 and was injured in the Battle of Arras in 1918. He was an appointed English Fellow in Magdalen College in Oxford. His father died in 1929. He was also on the cover of Time magazine in 1947. I was also on the cover of a magazine right there. It was just not Times. But whatever. Lewis passed away in November of 1963. I'm sorry. I just need a moment. Cut the cameras. I thought I said cut the cameras. Now let's go way back in time and talk about Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus' first career was as a carpenter. I also tried to be a carpenter, but my woodshop teacher said that the bird would instantly die in here. Shout out to Coach Davis. Love you. Before Jesus assembled his disciples, he was baptized in the River of Jordan by his second cousin, John the Baptist. Now let's go to the thought bubble for a second. Did you know that it's most likely that all 12 disciples were teenagers? And did you know that Jesus had many half-brothers and half-sisters? Well, that was interesting. Let's get back. Jesus was mostly a gentle man until he went in the temple and flipped all the tax collectors' tables. And that was crazy. So let's talk about Jesus' birth. One crazy thing is that Mary, who happens to be Jesus' mom, was a virgin. That's insane, right? I mean, she's a virgin. She can't have kids. Nobody really knows when Jesus' birthday actually is. We just celebrated on Christmas. Some people will put up nativity scenes to represent where Jesus was born. But did you know that some people believe that he was born in like a cave or a hut? And did you know that the wise men probably did not meet Jesus as a newborn? Now that's crazy. Let's talk about what Jesus taught his disciples. Jesus taught his disciples to not be self-centered, but others-centered. That basically means to care about others more than. He also taught his disciples to be God-centered in motivation. Even though Jesus was a good guy and all, and nice to everyone, people wanted him dead. The chief elders plotted together to kidnap Jesus and kill him. God planned Jesus dying on Passover, but Caiaphas, who happened to be the high priest at the time, tried to postpone it, but God made sure that it happened on a specific day. Stop. During the Last Supper, Jesus told his disciples that one of them would betray him. That person happened to be Judas. Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 silver coins. He told the police where Jesus was, and they came and got him. Right after that, Judas hung himself out of guilt. Jesus told Peter that he would deny him 3 times. 2 of the times, Jesus was disguised as servant girls, and then the 3rd time, he was disguised as a large crowd, asking Peter if he knew who Jesus was. One main reason why Peter denied Jesus was out of fear. Peter did not want to be arrested for knowing who Jesus was. Soon after this, Peter remembered Jesus' words, telling him that he would deny him 3 times, and he wept. To decide what to do with Jesus, they brought him and another man by the name of Barabbas in front of a large crowd and asked who they wanted to set free. The crowd responded, Barabbas. Barabbas happened to be a very wanted murderer in this town, and they wanted to set him free instead of Jesus. Pilate asked the crowd what they wanted him to do with Jesus. The crowd said, to crucify him. Pilate was hesitant. Then he washed his hands and said that he wanted to do. Pilate was hesitant, but then he just washed his hands and said that he wanted nothing to do with Jesus' death. The crucifixion was brutal. They put a crown of thorns on Jesus' head, and he had to carry his own cross to where he would be killed. He was placed between two criminals. One was taunting him, but the other asked for forgiveness. Jesus' last words were, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. It is finished." When Jesus died, the entire sky was dark. Just 3 days later, Mary went to go see the tomb where Jesus was. And whenever she got there, the tomb was empty. She immediately thought that someone had stolen Jesus' body, but Jesus was alive. Only some of the disciples were fortunate enough to see Jesus for the first time since his death. Christianity is based on the teachings of Jesus. We believe that Jesus died and then rose again. We believe that salvation is freedom from our old sin nature. Well, that's the end of my Crash Course video. Thanks for watching.